And welcome back to Western Kabuki. We are continuing the bracket, the worst tweet bracket, and of course simultaneously we're in the middle of the final election of all time. This is we're nearing the end. It's over, but first we have really important things to do, like tweets. We have to cover tweets. What are we looking at today? What are we doing? What's up?
Yeah, the first round was fun. Wait, that was yesterday. Was it Woke Star Wars that won?
Woke Star Wars. Yeah,
Woke Star Wars.
Okay.
Before we continue, should we fill Aaron in with the tweet that made it out of the first round?
Yeah, this was a sleeper. I thought this was going to be bounced immediately. Aaron, if you're looking at my screen, it's the one on the left here.
Okay.
Which it went up against some heat. It was Jill, why don't you read the Woke Star Wars?
Yeah, so just some context. This was one that like simmered. It simmered a little bit, and it got funnier as time went on, and it like kind of clean sweeps at the end.
Especially
so
after we went to his profile and realized that this guy is still talking about this. And this was posted originally in June.
Yeah, like 3 months later, he's still talking about it.
He's
so
still mad about the Acolyte.
Yeah. So the tweet reads, "These ass clowns literally just changed the birth date of Ki Adimundi on Wikipedia to align with the Acolyte's revisionist history."
Hold up, I just gotta say that's not a real person. That's not a real character, man.
Right?
That's not a real character, man.
No, he's for real.
This is like, like imagine caring this much about someone who's not real. Like,
the guy doesn't have any speaking lines. He's like in the background for like 7 seconds or something.
I think he dies in one of the Star Wars
there's probably
movies.
some bullshit about how, like, well, if you read the comics, it's blah blah blah. He actually has his own spin-off and blah. No, that doesn't count. This guy is not a real star.
At the MTV Movie Awards in like 1999, they had Andy Dick dressed up as that guy. So every time I see him, I just think of Andy Dick.
Well, you see, like I'm a Trekkie, right? So there's this like it's not serious, but like there's this kind of fake beef between I don't even know what you call Star Wars fans, because they're definitely not Jedis. They're definitely not cool.
No,
and athletic with the sword, or laser sword, whatever that is. But It's like, so I guess when I talk about Trek, for people who don't know anything about have never watched an episode, they don't know anything about the lore, it sounds completely insane to them. They're like, so what do you mean? What do you mean? There's an episode where there's a character who can feel people's emotions, who ends up getting into a relationship with like a 3-tittied alien. Like, it doesn't make any sense to people,
It's absurd.
It's absurd. But I think especially, I just think that I haven't seen this account before, but I've just noticed this happened with the Acolyte, actually. There's been a lot of like right-wing backlash, to the Star Wars, the new Star Wars just generally. And I just kind of feel, just by the way this person tweeted this, that they're probably a right-wing dumbass, right?
Yes,
who's like
that's exactly
just completely upset about something that is not only not real, but I mean something that, especially with Trek, it's weird when you have conservative Trek fans who are very opposed to any of these so-called woke messages, because it's always been progressive,
Yeah, and that's like the thing. I about like a year and a half ago, I still haven't finished any of the series of Star Trek, but I started watching Deep Space Nine and the other one?
Voyager?
Next Generation.
Next Generation. Hell yeah.
And I got to an episode of Deep Space Nine where I'm blanking on his name, but the captain of
Sisko.
Sisko. He went back in time to like back in time in Earth during like a revolution, basically, that happens, and it's like a very left-leaning message, and it's like there's no way you would watch this episode of TV that aired in the 90s and not realize it's like a left-leaning show. It's always
100%.
Fascinated me. Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
Also, too, it's just science fiction. Anything can happen. This is not real. You know what I mean? Like forming like these childlike infantile attachments to what are essentially like, I mean, they're pastiches, right?
Yeah.
Of like this kind of hero's journey story. Like a Buck Rogers reimagining. That's literally what Star Wars is. But it's just very very funny. Ass clowns.
Ass clowns is when we all kind of agree, like, no, this guy, this was actually a real. This is not a bit. So we looked at his account, and this, prototypical Gamergate, anti-woke Star Wars, whatever stuff going on. So.
Yeah, no, you can't teach ass clowns. That's a part of someone,
No.
Like,
yeah, exactly.
Again, this one's a tweet though that I thought was I personally thought it was funny. I can't remember who in the Discord submitted it, but I was like, you know what? I don't know. Like, I personally find this funny because I think that people who get mad about Star Wars are just funny to me. But I didn't think it had legs at all, and I'm pleasantly surprised that woke Star Wars did take the first bracket.
It had legs, just like the metaverse.
Well, I mean, it's also again just completely funny because I mean, like, who is this guy? You know, what I mean? His name is
Kiadi Mundi. Who is this? Who the fuck?
That's Andy Dick.
Yeah,
It's Andy Dick, dude.
He's also the guy that gets killed in Revenge of the Sith. That's like his only screen time.
Actually, I will add. You guys mentioned Andy Dick. He actually does have a cameo in Star Trek in an episode of Star Trek Voyager.
What?
Oh my god!
Where he plays a holographic doctor, and it's not a very good episode. But if you want to check it out, you can.
I imagine not. Okay, let's get to the. We got a couple of runners up here. Let's talk about the top left one. June, you called this out. You could tell just by the thumbnail that our friend Kat was going to be here.
Yeah, our good friend. Always a reoccurring character in some form in these brackets.
Yeah.
He's so prolific.
This one, the tweet itself isn't necessarily funny until you think about it, but it's Cat Turd. He just says, "Hide your pets from Kamala." Obviously, this being just racist, but also part of like the Springfield controversy. If I don't know when you guys are going to hear this, but if you didn't hear that or forgot, there was the whole controversy of Haitian migrants supposedly eating cats that was complete bullshit and
all made up.
Which I just have to add. I mean, it was blood libel. You know.
Yeah.
It was ginning up, pogroms essentially.
100%. Yeah. And that was like part of the intention too. Like everyone involved knows what was going on. Or at least from the top. Like from
what makes it funny is Cat Turd has his own body count when it comes to pets.
He has his own pet cemetery, in his front yard, in his driveway,
Yeah, he what was that, like 3 or 4 months ago, just actually admitted. Well, there's some controversy around it, but there was theorizing he ran over his. Well, he did. He ran over his own dog.
There was some controversy over the genesis of one of the screenshots, but like essentially, even if it's not true, it's like an amalgamation of tweets that he did make. So yeah, he's killed at least one dog that we know of.
He murdered. He's
probably with a fucking
pets.
Cybertruck or with a car that where the grill is 6 feet high. That could catch a small child under it. You know what I mean? Just a complete psychopath already.
No, he's killed more pets than every Haitian immigrant combined.
Which I have to add to. It's just a very strange coincidence that right-wing political figures tend to have an inclination to murder their pets. There's Kristi Noem, who's governor of what state? What state again is she?
It was North or South Carolina. It was one of the Carolinas.
Yeah. She has admitted in one of her books, which I haven't read, but I mean, everyone was tweeting about it.
I read
that she ended up killing a dog, right? Like a pet that she had adopted.
It was a dog. Yep.
Yeah.
And of course our good friend RFK Jr. He's famously killed many animals.
I think at least cetacean, a mammal. I think we could go through phylums, you know what I mean, and different genuses to see how many animals, in the animal kingdom that he has killed, because this guy's it's just a thing that they have. I don't know why,
And he has trophies of all of them. Yeah, no, right wingers and killing pets is a crossover that it's kind of like Marvel. There's very ambitious crossovers.
They have extended universes.
It's like all your favorite right-wing Twitter users going against one pit bull as Thanos.
Oh God!
God damn it! I love dogs. Shit. Holy shit!
I do too. Yeah.
Okay, Jen, you want to hit us with our friend Kevin Sorbo's tweet?
Oh God, yeah. Okay.
This one. Okay, sure. Go ahead. Jude, go. This was just incredible. This one's incredible.
Yeah. I remember seeing this one when it popped up, and it's just I'll read it and then I'll say what I have to say about this specific type of thing. So this is Kevin Sorbo. He says, if Kamala really is black, have her say the N-word. Let the people decide for themselves. Insane. It's there's like, I mean, it's always been the case where right-wingers are, of course, very racist, but there was something in particular with this election with Kamala where I feel like I've seen so many right-wingers want to say the N-word or want people to say the N-word to prove a point more than I've particularly seen before.
Oh, let me really up on their priorities list lately. Like, this is a high stakes election. You think that they'd be more concerned about who can say the N-word or not?
Oh, let me fill you in, right? So I have this theory. It's not even a theory. I know it's true. It's like not every white person, right? But there's something very like I guess how can I say it? Like evocative or enticing, right? About wanting to say the N-word. I don't mean about the N-word necessarily, but I mean taboos in general, right? Things you're not supposed to do. And there are some dumbasses, some people who just either don't have black friends or they're just ignorant or they just haven't learned better yet, you know? Just dumbasses, idiots, you know, where they think they can slide, you know. It's like, you know, white people that joke, do I get the N-word pass? What the fuck are you talking about? No, you don't. No one gets the N-word pass. Even if it's
karaoke,
you know?
And I sing the Nicki Minaj part of Monster and it's funny.
No. That's me in the crowd be like, no, like waving my finger. No.
Doing the Dikembe Mutombo.
But it's just so interesting too, because look, I'm not, you know, we don't have to get into it. I'm not a big fan of Kamala, right? You know, and I think a lot of people on the left aren't. But regardless of that, this is just, I mean, it is like the level of racism where there are levels to this shit where sometimes it's so racist that it kind of bends back in on itself where I can only laugh, you know, because
it's absurd.
It just sounds like a bit, you know what I mean? Imagine there's actually, I don't mean to go on, but there's actually an episode of this show called The Random Acts of Flyness, right? On HBO, and it's like a sketch or skit comedy show. People should check it out, but it's very surreal. And for some reason, maybe I can connect it back. It's just reminding me of this one skit where there are these white people in a church, like it's almost like a congregation, and there's a black guy at the pew or whatever, and these are white people getting the N-word pass, you know. And one guy walks up. I mean, people should check this out. It's an amazing show. One white man walks up to the pew, and he walks up and he's so proud, you know. It's like a child walking to get, or a college graduate walking to get their diploma, and he walks up right to the pew. And, you know, it's a black guy, like a minister, you know, is like granting him, you know, the N-word pass. Like, you can say it, right? You know, you can, this thing that has like been boiling up inside you, all these contradictions, right? And these things, you know, you can do it. And as soon as he says it, he gets the shit punched out of him. And they do it in slow motion, and the tooth pops out of the mouth. And like, I think this is what should happen to Kevin Sorbo. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Sorry for that long roundabout, but you're an asshole. You know what I mean?
But also, like,
for this.
But also, like, that's like the perfect analogy. I mean, that's how these people feel and want to be treated when they're gonna say something that they are not supposed to say, you know.
That's true Yeah. They want to be accepted and welcomed, and they want it to be normalized, right?
Yeah
They're bigotry, basically. And just also the fact that, what are people talking about? Is she black, or is she, it's like these people who claim that they're like 37.5% Scots Irish, and then like, you know, 27% like whatever you are, Germanic. It's like these people don't understand like biracialism, which is, you know, not even proof of their stupidity, but just their hypocrisy, rather, you know.
100%.
I'm going to ask these people that are like talking about this. Let's assume for a second that you're right. Her dad is actually secretly also just Indian. She's just Indian. Do you like her more or less now? Answer that.
Yeah.
It's like, I hate to bring up like a meme, but it's like the Family Guy meme, right? When he's like, he brings out like, I don't know what it is, but it's like the palette of like colors. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it was Indian. Like, dude, there were Indian.
They're like color swatches.
Right, the colors. Exactly. Exactly.
Oh God, yeah. No, you're so right. Like, what would it change? They would still say whatever they want about her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alex, do you want to do and by the way, Joey Manarino, he'll be back in this episode. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Okay, I got this.
Hey guys, it's Caleb. This is a preview of a premium episode that is available on our Patreon over at patreon.com/Western Kabuki. This is the second half of our worst tweets of 2024 series that's been ongoing for the year. And if you like us and you like what you're hearing, we'd love it if you'd hang out with us over there. Thanks so much. Bye.